Hello folks, welcome along to another episode of the Saving Grandad's Farm with myself, Alex. I hope you're doing very, very well today. You join me as I am flying along in the captain's seat here of the Case MX130 as we're just knocking down some plowed ground actually here that we are going to be drilling hopefully tomorrow if all goes well. But yeah, we're just knocking it over here. We've got this little pass. We're using the GPS as you can see, so we're arrow straight. And then we've got a couple of headland passes to do and we'll all be looking good there. So the idea being that we should hopefully get this put into something good. I think we're going to put this into a little bit of wheat. We'll see how that goes. It's going to be a first wheat, so we'll see how that goes in. But then, yeah, this is the last of the ground that's kind of worked over, ready to go. We've got the ground on the back side of the farm there in the back 40. That needs to be worked over still. It needs to be, most of that's going to be plowed over, I reckon. We did put lime down, so that lime's kind of had a little bit of time to dissolve in, but we're going to plow it over there now anyway. And then we should be good to go. But yeah, we've been flying along really. The weather is being just delightful there. We are end of August at the moment there, but it's looking really, really good. I'm in a bit of a quandary as to what to do with the field over here, over the hedge here. That is one of our horsegrass fields there. So it's growing. I might actually just get it knocked down and put into some form of haylage, I think, because it's just not, I don't think it's going to flower and seed as quickly as one would hope. So because of that, I think we'll not take any chances on it and we'll just get that knocked down. And then, yeah, wrap it all up there and someone will take us somewhere down the line and then we'll be ready to go for next year. I think that's the plan I'm going to roll with here. As you can see, there's just a few little bits to wrap up on this headland at the top. Now over there in the distance, you can see there's a couple of trucks there and there's a couple of cement trucks in there as well. Building work on the farm is going well. This is, of course, the new area for the pig yard. That's coming along and looking really, really good, actually. So once we get this all done, we'll have a bit of a look over there and see how that's coming through. I'm expecting tomorrow a nice load of fertilizer to arrive for the first of our drill crops. Actually, this is the first time I'm actually having to order in a big load of fertilizer. Boy, oh boy, is it an expensive thing to do. But yeah, it's going to be coming in soon, and we'll be able to kind of take advantage of that and get the cereal crops growing. Really, we're in need of a sprayer though. That's my one. I've been using all last year there. I was using a contractor, and to be honest, there we might have to start using one on this side as well. But we need something, so I'm toying with the idea of buying one. Maybe not a brand new one, but see if I can find something that's used somewhere. See if I can get a good price or a good deal on one of those. My tramlines are set at 24 meters, so I need a 24 meter drill. But yeah, that would be if I could find a used drill somewhere, or a used sprayer somewhere. That would be awesome. But we'll have to wait and see. I'm asking around my usual go-tos there and coming up with a few blanks. I've got a couple of people making some phone calls for me and figuring out what's available, and then we'll hear back from that as well. So fingers crossed I can get a drill. I keep saying drill, get a sprayer. I don't want anything too big. I don't need anything too expensive there at all. Ideally a mounted sprayer on the back of the tractor. Probably going to the Ford, I think, at this moment in time, because it's the smaller of the tractors. That would be my preference. But I am open to alternatives, so I guess it's a case of just waiting to see and waiting to see what's out there really, because I have no clue about that kind of thing at the minute. Otherwise, everything else is all kind of good really. Delighted with how we're cracking along. We have our production is still going very, very well. The orchard field is still turning up top trumps. Got a lot more apples starting to flower in the orchard there, which is really cool to see. That's looking fantastic. But yeah, we'll kind of look to get that all moved through again there and get everything shipped off where we can, get the fresh produce taken away. So that should happen sooner rather than later, one would hope. And if it does, then that's more money for the bank there really, and we can keep everything ticking over. But yeah, we're in the process I'm trying to kind of just stockpile produce that doesn't need to be sold straight away, or anything that comes from the farm. So things like hay and straw and silage is all stacked up there. We don't need much of it ourselves right now, but someone will need it at some point. So we'll wait until the demand is at its highest to try and ship that lot on, which we could be able to do. This pottinger drill, or this pottinger set of disc carriers here, this is like the second time we've had it out in serious use, and it's working over very nicely indeed. This ground's been plowed over for a while. As you can see, this is knocking the furrows off the top, working over, getting a nice even seed bed. With the machines I have at the moment there, I could ideally go a bit bigger. This is only 3 meters wide, slightly over. I could easily go 4 if not bigger there, but we've just got this. It's handy. It's going to keep us going for a while. I don't see any need to go bigger at all there really. we can just kind of go that extra little bit faster with this, and it works really, really well. But as you can see, levels off the furrows, makes it look nice and even there, and all very good indeed. So for the amount we paid for it, almost brand new next demonstrator, I am more than happy with this, let me tell you. So what we'll do, we'll just button this end up here and get this bottom side all finished up, and then we can take the passes back up the side, and then we're good to go. Should be laughing. So I hope you're all doing very well. Do let us know down below what you're working on as always, what you're driving right now if you're out and about, and how it's all going. Like I say, we're doing well. We're well ahead of the drilling plan, really, considering we're just about to hit September there, so that's really pleasing. Very, very happy. Hopefully, if we get all this done, and I've mentioned before, I would love to try and utilize some of the gear that we have there to get into some contracts. I think that'd be an awesome thing to do. Whether or not we actually can do that, it remains to be seen, but that would be a really phenomenal way for us to capitalize on bringing a little bit of extra revenue here or there. I don't see why not. But yeah, we'll see. I have put in a permit request to actually have the fisheries extended. So we have two fishing ponds, and I'm looking into either extending one of the ponds out a little bit or digging a third pond. So I'll put two different applications in there. We'll see if one of those come back or not. We've seen a roaring success, actually, an increase in traffic coming through to those facilities, so that's been really pleasing. And it's something that, you know, we keep them stocked there. We do go through seasons of you know, every so often closing down one of the ponds there to give the stock a bit of a break there to help increase the population of the fish. So we would look to kind of continue that. Yeah, we'll see. I don't know too much about it. I have to ask someone to come in and consult to make sure everything's going well and that they all are looking healthy. But for the most part, they seem to be. So that's delightful news. Okay, we've got one more pass down here as well, and then yeah, look at that crop of field grass there. That really wants to be worked over. Now I did mention recently as well in the last little vlog that we did that it looks like we're going to be looking into a new baler, and I am still looking into that. There, I'm down to a short list of 3. One might be a brand new baler, can you believe it or not? That could be really fascinating to see. But yeah, we'll have a look into it, and I think it'll handle something like the field next to me on my right here. I think it might handle that all a little bit better, so we'll have to wait and see. I should hear back about that one again soon. There's a lot of money going out, not so much coming in these days, so I've got to be careful about that. But we'll see what we can do. Things like fertilizer spreaders though, and also sprayers are something that I don't feel like you should scrimp on. You should pay that little bit of extra to get a almost new or brand new piece of equipment that can see you through there, because ultimately, you know, you do make savings if you've got everything dialed in properly there and have everything tested and certified to make sure it's working. So that's just a belief I hold, at least. So we'll have to see if we can make the most on that one. But what we'll do once we get to the end here, this is us done, which is fantastic to see. Off goes the GPS there. We'll lift you up. Now what I think we'll do, we'll go this way. We're going to beetle up to the top. We're going to go and have a quick look into through the meadow here, actually see how this is all going. And then, well, then I think it's time we go for a bit of a drive and have a nosy in what the construction workers are doing, I do believe. See how development's coming. Today is day number 2 of pouring concrete, so they've been busy. And yeah, it's noticeable. When we get in there, you will see it is very noticeable indeed. Okay, so let's just slow it down, coming through here. A lot of grass growing around here, that is for sure. And if we stop about here as well, you can see here it's looking really, really good. Actually, it's starting to come on up. It's just under waist high right now. It's probably going to get knocked down soon, actually, because there's a few weeds in here that I want to control before they start to flower, and it makes sense to kind of do it now so that we can wrap it all up there and make another crop off it. Then the field can be left. If we get any more muck, we might get a bit spread onto here over the winter, and then yeah, we'll get at least one full crop off here in the summer as well. Doesn't that case look fantastic there though? Absolutely fantastic. Ooh, which reminds me, actually, we need to just fold this up ever so quickly here. There you go. Just 2 wings that kind of stick out ever so slightly. You don't want those to be hanging out when you're driving down the road or through a gate. That is for sure. As you can see, it's a lovely evening here. We are getting on to about 6:30 this evening, actually, and it's still lovely and warm. It's been an absolute scorcher today, which is why the team is still here, actually pouring concrete at such a time. They told me that Typically, you don't want to be pouring concrete too early in the day if it's too hot, because that just means it's going to dry out perhaps a little bit too fast. It's going to cook a bit too much, and you're in danger of seeing it starting to crack. So if you can avoid that, you absolutely must. So they're going to, by the time it gets poured this evening, which I believe they're probably, if they're not finished, they're not far off. They'll have all night to start the set at least, and then they'll be spraying water on it overnight and then tomorrow morning. And then, yeah, even if it gets warmer tomorrow there, it should have had enough time to set. So we'll see how it looks, but we're just going to have a bit of a peek in. I'm not getting away too much here. Just see what's going on with them all. It's cost me quite a bit of money to get the concrete put down there. That's one of the big expenses that you don't think about. But I do believe you can't really skimp on that, because it is going to be your yard and your base for years to come. So you want to make sure it's completely bob on, as they say. And then after that, we've got the shed all lined up for it, which is going to be good. We're just going to have to sit and wait on it for a little bit of time. Oh, there's a couple of trucks still here. Where am I going to go is the question. Let's just do the typical thing of bobbing on the hazard lights. And we'll just stop on the junction, shall we? That can't be a bad thing. Lord. Alright, we've got a driver there. We've got a driver here. As you can see, the guys they're waiting around there for something. I don't know what they're waiting for, but they're waiting. This is the footprint that we're going to be rolling with here. This has all been stripped back. All the topsoil has been carted away as well. And we're looking, it's not looking too bad there. This is all the gear they kind of used to do it as well. So everything's still here. They're going to be starting, like I say, to dig a few strip founds and get things set up with a few drains after the concrete's in. But yeah, this is the concrete that they poured yesterday. Used two sides, and they've got that bit over there to do as well. So they're making some progress. They're absolutely making some progress there, which is lovely to see. But yeah, it's looking more and more like a building site now, less and less like a farm, but that will come over time, I'm absolutely sure. But yeah, I like it. It's we're seeing some nice progress here, that's for sure. So it's hopefully, give it another week by the time you're next back with me as well, we should see even more, which would be delightful. But enough about that. Let's just get ourselves off the corner of a junction here on the main road, and we'll get ourselves away. This is a West Country traffic jam is what this is. Tractors everywhere, and we'll yeah, this can't go wrong. There you go. Lovely old job. And through we go. So yeah, we've got a load of fertilizer arriving tomorrow, so that'll be good to have that one then. And finally good to get out with the spreader actually and get some work done with the spreader, because it's all dialed in, it's all ready to go. We just haven't had too much to do with it yet, to be honest there. So that'll be the one of the next things we'll get cracking with. What I think we're going to do with this case though is just give it a bit of a pressure wash down, and then we might even, we're done with the cultivator for now. That's going to come off. We'll stick that into the shed out the way. And then we may even actually look at getting the mower put into here, because tomorrow, if we've got nothing else to do, once we get that fertilizer spread, we might get that field grass knocked down, I think. Which will be the last kind of thing that we need to do. Now what we might look into is just getting a contractor to come through and wrap up the silage, or we'll make haylage off it, but we'll get that taken care of. But yeah, otherwise, it's going to be a nice early night for me, and time to go and get a refreshing beverage, and we can see what tomorrow brings there. But I like to kind of stay nearby when the construction's going on, just to make sure that everything gets taken care of and that there's no issues there, because ultimately I have final say if there's any questions or anything they need answering. It's I'm signing the check, so I guess it comes back to me at the end there. But yeah, we'll just sneak around here, and then what we can do is let's just wang this in front of the drill, shall we? This shed here is rapidly becoming the shed for all things. Let's get this into here for all things cultivation. The baler isn't here, and I do fancy the mows at the back, so we'll have to yes, it is. Well, that might change the plan a little bit, but we'll knock this off here for now anyway, I think. The shed door has actually been delayed. We're supposed to have received that a while ago there. It's been held up in a couple of different export issues, I do believe. So when it arrives, hopefully it arrives sooner rather than later, but when it arrives, we'll get that out and about. All right. Yeah, otherwise everything is looking really good here at the moment. The orchard field's producing like never before. I'm going to show you a couple of things that we're looking into with some new orchard trees, and show you what the on running plan is with this place, because it's coming together. And as we jump on out, you can hear those trucks from here. Plenty of fruit on the orchard there, which is brilliant. Like I mentioned though, I am looking just to, I want to get a couple more. We did a transplant. These were pretty mature trees when they came through. Cost a lot more money to do it this way, but they do settle in pretty well, and within about 6 months you can really start to see the trees are blossoming again, and then obviously fruit production following. So that might be the way we go. These potatoes here, once these are done, this is going to be them lifted, and we won't be planting anymore that way because we have the fully functioning greenhouse there as well. So it doesn't really make too much sense to do it in any other direction. But yeah, that's kind of the thought process there at least. And then yeah, what I do like to do is maybe get another half a dozen trees, block this end off here. We've got a little bit of pasture ground here. Don't know what to do with that yet. Half of me thinks that we just level this ground out down here, put a step in really, and trying to aim for another greenhouse, but then that will mean that servicing these greenhouses will be a bit tricky. So I don't know about that one. That is something that we'll have to continue to work at. Water pump is going fantastically well. I'm going to shut this gate because we don't need to be in here. What I envision for kind of like the next year or so is that my hedgerows continue to grow on either side here, and then it'll give you a nice alleyway into the orchard field here. Gonna get some bushes to plant to here as well, as to kind of beef this bit up, and then yeah, that's pretty much it. But the production wise we're getting out here is brilliant. It really is. We need to just do a few bits of tidying up around here, maybe broaden the road up, put some tarmac down here or something, make this a bit more weatherized, a bit more winterproof. But hey, that will come. This is still kind of year number 1 really, so ultimately I feel like we're really coming on, and I think it's looking very good. The sheep are healthy there. We're now up to a massive stock of 50 sheep, which is pretty fantastic, and they're looking well. I really do think they're looking very healthy there, so that is good. We've started to actually add in a little bit of sugar beet into their diet, which is what this is at the end here, just to kind of keep them flourished and give them that extra little bit of sugar and protein in the diet, and they're looking good. So long may that continue. But ultimately, yeah, that is everything we've got for right now. The farm continues to expand and it's looking very well. And I thought I'd just bring you a lovely update on this lovely summer's evening. So until next time, we're going to leave it right about here. So thank you ever so much for watching. I do hope you have enjoyed as always. If you haven't, if you've yet to do so, don't forget to hit that like button. Subscribe to Simulation for the Nation, who always agrees to host everything. And we will see you all in the next one. Catch you later.